Have you ever cried and begged for someone who no longer valued you? Sent endless messages, waited in vain, only to realize you were the one torturing yourself? But what if I told you that the most powerful way to make them regret losing you isn't through pleading, but through silence? Just disappear. Leave behind a void they can never fill. Let them sit with the question, what priceless treasure did I just let go of? Do you dare to try? Keep watching to uncover the secret that will change the game. 1. Cut off all contact. When someone dumps you without a second thought, many people react like the main character in a romance movie, desperately clinging on. They flood their ex's phone with texts as if competing in a speed typing contest, call non-stop until their phone overheats, or even try every possible excuse to beg for another chance. But let's be real, this is the worst move you can make. The ultimate power move to make the one who left you regret it isn't pleading for them to come back. It's disappearing from their life like a master illusionist. Imagine this, you suddenly vanish from their universe. No messages, no calls, no lingering presence. Suddenly, they're left scratching their heads, confused. Wait, what just happened? They were used to having you around, your mile-long texts, your late-night conversations, even the heated arguments that could set the house on fire. But now? Silence. And that silence? It digs deep, leaving behind a void that forces them to feel the loss. Cutting off contact isn't just about stopping the texts and calls. No, it's a declaration of self-worth. It's you standing tall and saying, I don't need to beg for validation from you. When you refuse to explain, refuse to chase, you land a psychological punch that leaves them reeling. And soon, they start to wonder, did I just make a mistake letting them go? This disappearing act works like magic because it strikes at the heart of curiosity and FOMO, fear of missing out. The moment you cut them off cold, their mind goes into overdrive. Why aren't they reaching out? Have they moved on? Are they living their best life without me? These questions swarm their thoughts like a hive of bees, especially when there's no trace of you to be found. They'll stalk your social media, lurking in your stories, desperately searching for any sign of what you're up to. And if they find nothing? That's when the panic sets in. But here's where many people mess up, they still keep tabs on their ex, watching their stories, liking their posts, or accidentally sending a message. Don't do it. That's the equivalent of shooting yourself in the foot. If they sense you're still lurking, they won't feel the loss. Want them to regret losing you? Disappear completely, as if you've packed up and moved to another planet. Now, don't mistake this for some mind game or emotional manipulation, it's not. This is about taking back control. The moment you stop making them the center of your world, you get to focus on yourself. You level up, you glow up, you become the best version of you. And here's the ironic part, when you genuinely start living your best life without them, that's when the regret hits them the hardest. They'll be left thinking, how did I let a gem like that slip away? Cutting off contact isn't about punishing someone. It's about protecting your heart. It's about stepping away from negativity, investing in yourself, and gaining clarity. If they truly value you, they'll find their way back. If they don't? Congratulations, you just freed yourself from a burden and are now walking into a future far brighter than anything you left behind. 2. Focus on yourself. Nothing haunts someone more than seeing the person they once dumped thriving, glowing, and completely unbothered. When you leave the past behind and pour all your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, you don't just regain your confidence, you make them stop and think, damn, did I just let go of something priceless? Step 1. Stop making them the center of your universe. If you're still secretly stalking their social media, waiting for a message like a drought waiting for rain, or posting just to get their attention, then congratulations, you've handed them the remote control to your emotions. Instead, take all that energy and invest it into you. Not as a way to prove anything to them, but to elevate yourself to a whole new level. Set some bold, ambitious goals and chase after them like a warrior. Focus on your career, master a new skill that makes you proud, or finally start that project you've been putting off forever. Every single day that you level up, you're not only creating a better version of yourself, but you're also planting a seed of regret in their mind. Wait, they're doing just fine without me? And don't forget to glow up, inside and out. When you're radiating confidence, feeling strong, and walking with purpose, you emit a kind of energy that turns heads. But this isn't about changing yourself just to make them regret losing you. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, "Wow, I love who I've become." And when you shine like a star, they'll feel like a shadow left behind in the dust. The ultimate power move? Stop living for their validation. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. If they wake up one day and realize they screwed up, let them deal with that on their own. That's their drama, not yours. True happiness comes when you live for yourself, not when you wait for someone else's approval. And here's the real plot twist: the moment you truly let go, focus on yourself, and start enjoying your life for you, that's when they'll miss you the most. They'll sit there wondering, how are they this happy without me? But by then, you'll be too busy living your best life to even care. 3. Don't chase or explain. If you keep chasing after someone, you're basically handing them a throne while reducing yourself to a powerless, pitiful figure in the background. Explaining? Proving your worth? That's like wrapping up your value in a gift box and handing it straight to them. But try this instead: walk away in silence. No words, no drama. Just disappear. And suddenly, they'll be left wondering, wait, why aren't they fighting for me? Do they not care anymore? And that's exactly when the feeling of loss starts creeping in. One of the biggest mistakes people make is bombarding their ex with messages, coming up with lame excuses to stay in touch, or even begging for another chance. But listen, if they already decided to leave, no amount of convincing will change their mind. If you really want them to realize what they've lost, let them feel the emptiness of life without you. When your texts stop, when your presence fades, they'll be staring at that sudden void, wondering why everything suddenly feels off. And let's be honest, explanations are pointless. If they truly cared, you wouldn't have to explain anything. People who value you will see your worth through your actions, not through a desperate speech. So instead of exhausting yourself trying to make them understand, just walk away. Let them figure it out on their own, through regret. And what about those fake, "I'm fine without you" moves? Posting happy pictures, pretending to be carefree, but secretly refreshing their stories to see if they noticed? That's not winning, that's still playing their game. If you're only putting on a show to get a reaction, you're still living for them. True power? It's when you focus entirely on yourself, without wasting a single thought on whether they're watching. The real flex? Leaving with grace. No begging, no blaming, no dramatic exits. They expect you to break down, to cry, to beg them back. But when you walk away calmly, as if they never had that kind of hold on you, that's when panic sets in. Suddenly, they're questioning everything. Did I underestimate them? Turns out, silence is sharper than any long-winded speech. And the signs that they regret leaving? Oh, they'll be there. Random, meaningless texts. Subtle social media stalking. Asking mutual friends about you like it's casual conversation. But the real question is, will you even care by then? Your worth isn't determined by whether someone chooses to stay or leave. The moment you stop chasing and explaining, you prove that you don't need anyone's validation. And that, right there, is the ultimate power move, the one that leaves them with regret. But here's the funniest part: by the time they realize it, you'll probably be too busy thriving in your new chapter to even notice. 4. Set boundaries and move forward. After being dumped without a second thought, many people unknowingly turn themselves into a doormat, desperately clinging to the past, tolerating disrespect, and accepting breadcrumbs of attention just to hold on to something that's already gone. But listen, the more you lower yourself, the more invisible you become. If you don't set boundaries, you're practically rolling out a red carpet for them to walk all over you, without even wiping their feet. Want to make them regret losing you? Stand tall, own your worth, and never settle for anything less than what you deserve. Boundaries aren't about being cold and unapproachable, they're a reflection of your self-respect. When you let them walk away without begging, you deliver a silent but deadly blow, one that leaves them stunned. Wait, why aren't they fighting for me? Do I not matter anymore? And when they see you thriving, smiling, and moving forward like they never existed, the realization hits, oh no. I just lost something irreplaceable. No one likes being forgotten or replaced, and when you draw a clear line, they'll come to terms with one brutal truth: I can't just waltz back into their life like before. One of the biggest mistakes people make. Allowing themselves to be treated poorly out of fear of losing someone. They forgive endlessly, thinking that being overly understanding will somehow earn them love. But here's the hard truth: if someone truly values you, they won't need reminders on how to treat you with respect. You're not a teacher, and they're not a student, so stop handing out lessons in basic decency. The most effective way to make them realize what they lost? Walk away, set your boundaries, and never look back. Another major misstep? Letting them walk back into your life too easily. Some people don't return because they've changed. They come back out of boredom, loneliness, or just to see if they still have access to you. If you take them back without hesitation, you're just pressing rewind on the same painful cycle. Someone who truly regrets losing you won't just say, sorry, for the sake of it, they'll prove it. They'll fight to earn a second chance, not expect it like a free pass. So how do you set boundaries the right way? First, ask yourself, what are my standards? What will I no longer tolerate? Never lower your worth just to keep someone around. You're gold, not a clearance item. Second, don't accept empty apologies without real action. Words are weightless without effort. If they truly regret losing you, they'll show it by changing their behavior, not just by saying, I miss you. But the most important thing? Keep moving forward. Don't wait. Don't look back. The moment you stop making them the center of your universe, a whole new world of opportunities opens up: better relationships, better experiences, and a life that no longer revolves around someone who didn't see your worth. You have nothing to prove. The right people will recognize your value from the start, not just when you're gone. So set your boundaries, stand firm, and keep walking. And when you do, they'll be left staring at the empty space you once filled, whispering to themselves, I just lost a masterpiece. That's right, you don't need to cling to anyone to prove your worth. When you cut ties, focus on yourself, and set boundaries, you don't just take back control of your life, you make them realize they've lost something extraordinary. Don't live your life waiting for someone to turn back. Live for yourself. Become the most radiant version of you, the one they can only dream of having again. If they regret it, that's their problem. But you? Are you ready to move forward? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's shine together.